Hello, everyone, and welcome to the JROC round number 3 here at the famous road course, Watkins Glen. This week, the starting lineup is by the inverted points, meaning Jose Perez, who sits 32 points behind points leader Zachary DeLello. After just 2 races, he will start on pole. Beside him is Alex Benyako. Behind them is Colton Lane, and the 55 this week, Tib Foster, won the fan vote over Zachary Fitzwater. Both of them very strong road course drivers, but Tib getting it today with the most recent road course victory. That was at Mosport. In row number 3 is Anderson Reed and Sebastian Kukulon. Row number 4, Matty Porta and Jay Jefferson. Row number 5, Cordell Smith, Diego Yepes. Row number 6 sits Alex Kraft. He won this race last season, looking to do it again, and he's starting from a pretty deep starting spot, just like last season. Alongside him, MDCS champion Jake Galloway. Austin Johnson, Brady Burkhart behind them. And then finally rounding it out, Kalen Nosler and Zachary DeLello will be starting from last. Both times he qualified his car on pole at Daytona, and he won Daytona, so he started on pole at Auto Club. He is now starting at 16th on the grid today, but for 17 laps here at the JROC event at Watkins Glen, it should be exciting. Let's go down trackside for the commands to fire the engines at the Watkins Glen road course.
Drivers! Start your engines!
With that command, the engines are fired. 16 drivers for 17 laps at Watkins Glen. Should be very exciting. This year, though, remember, we removed the boot from, or not the boot, the bus stop from the Watkins Glen road course. It is just a straight line on the backstretch, just like in the 90s back in NASCAR. But the JROC coming on out. 16 drivers looking for 17 laps of pure action at Watkins Glen. Jose Perez has not finished above 14th in any race this season. He is looking to start this race from the pole. Alongside him, Alex Benyako, another road course driver. He won Road America in the MDCS, coming down to take the green flag, and we're racing. Green flag is in the air at Watkins Glen, 17 laps in the JROC. And it looks like the 35 pulls on ahead, but they're 3 wide further back. That's Cordell Smith, Matty Porta. Porta, a road course ringer as well, who has had many good runs at Watkins Glen. But as they head up the S's, now Alex Benyako on the outside. That is Colton Lane in the 14 right there as they go single file getting up through the S's, but you'll see them spread out 2, maybe even 3 wide heading into the carousel. Now Tib Foster looking for a spot, and speaking of 3 wide, Sebastian Kukulon dives that 12 to the very bottom. Jose Perez pulling away. Foster and the 53 making some contact with Kukulon on the very bottom, but that's not going to be fine. Foster going to try to clear Benyako for P3 as they head on through. 16 cars rush off the carousel. Now down the other back straightaway here at the Glen as they bypass where the boot would be. The takeoff zones there on this back straightaway as they head down into turns 6 and 7. It's Jose Perez in the race lead. Lane second, Foster third, Benyako back to 4th, Sebastian Kukulon 5th, and a gaggle of cars right behind them as we're going to get the flyby as they come off of turn number 7. Down the front straightaway they go. Bit wider back there. It looks like might have been some contact between Brady Burkhart and others. Single file now for about the first 9 or 10 spots. Yepes makes a move to the bottom as they head into turn number 1, but drivers starting to get closer together. We'll see if it'll be as chaotic as last season. We had a caution to end the race. Alex Kraft went on to win, but everyone piled up at the bus stop. Again, we removed the bus stop this season. Maybe we will see some better racing or cleaner racing. Single file right now for all of the top 16. Now, Zachary DeLello. That's not Zachary DeLello. That's Tib Foster in the dark gray 55. DeLello's in the light gray. Foster on the inside looking for a move on Colton Lane as well as Jose Perez, and that's going to put Tib Foster up into the 2nd spot if he can clear, but that outside line can carry momentum off the carousel, and he will drop back to the 3rd spot once again. Alex Benyako now going to try to stick his nose underneath the number 55 as they head back in to 6 and 7. But as they go, everyone packed right up together, right, just heading on through. And now Jose Perez runs it wide. Here comes Colton Lane in the 14. He won at Sonoma this season. His only career win in the Mountain Dew Custom Series came at Sonoma, and he is a very strong road course driver as well. On the inside of Perez, looking for the dive and the clear, but they're going to make a move. Now Tib Foster down to the inside, looking for that spot. Lap 3 of 17 as we go, and now Foster on the very bottom. Kind of got into Colton Lane there almost. Almost a bit of contact there. Now Foster going to challenge and fly by Jose Perez on the inside. Alex Benyako right there as well. Kukulon, don't count out that red Jay Jefferson back there. A strong road course driver as well who drives for Texas Star Racing, his own team. Now Benyako looking for third. Kukulon looking for fifth. They dive into the carousel. Who's going to make some contact? And there it is. Alex Benyako head on into the wall. Heavy crash for Benyako and Perez. And the caution is out for the first time. Huge crash there. You see Cordell Smith going wide, and Perez, this will be his third race with an issue. Alex Benyako, heavy damage. They are 14th or 15th and 16th in points, and now they are both out again. Lane goes wide. Foster going to try to get to the bottom of them. Now they're going to be 4 wide going across the line. Who's going to get there first? If that was for the win, it would be Tib Foster taking it, which would have been an exciting finish, but man, a heavy crash between those guys. Lane comes home second. Google on third. Porta up to fourth. Jefferson, Yepes, Galloway, Reed, Kraft, Brady, DeLello, Johnson, Nosler, Cordell Smith, your top guys, then Perez and Benyako. But that is a horrific incident for Benyako. Both drivers have climbed out under their own power. There are a lot of safety regulations in these cars that are trying to be put into the trucks and into the Mountain Dew Custom Series cars, but these cars are some of the safest these guys could drive, and especially a head-on impact like that is hard, but Alex Benyako getting out. He did lay down on the ground. It looks like the wind knocked out of him. The crews will go to attention there. But Tib Foster now has taken the race lead, looking to get the first win of the season for the fan vote cars. Let's see how Alex Benyako and Jose Perez had a horrific crash into the carousel. Coming down the back straightaway, they're side by side, and it looks like Benyako and Perez, they're just going to collide. Perez tried to get down, and head on, they clear it. Benyako, hard crash into the tire barriers. Jose Perez also got into him, on board with Jose as he was going down the back straightaway. He got into Alex Benyako and just took him out. So both of those drivers hopefully will be able to walk out okay and be there for next race. A vicious crash here at Watkins Glen will bring us to the first caution of the day. Pacing back around here, the JROC race at Watkins Glen. Tib Foster in the race lead with Colton Lane in second. Third being Sebastian Kukulon. Fourth, Matty Porta. And fifth, Jay Jefferson. Sixth is Diego Yepes. He's climbed up from starting 10th this race. The 7th place driver is the 48 of Jake Galloway. Anderson Reed 8th. Alex Kraft has not really moved up through the field, but still a lot of time left. Only 5 of 17 through. He's up in the 9th position. Brady Burkhart 10th. DeLello into 11th. He started this race from the 16th position. Hasn't really made too many gains, but still moving on up. Behind him is Austin Johnson. Then Kalen Nosler also in the battle for the points lead. And Cordell Smith rounds it out. Coming on down to take the green flag once again here at Watkins Glen, and we're back racing. Green flag is back in the air, back live at Watkins Glen. Diego Yepes going. They could be 4 wide heading into the corner. Jefferson went down. Yepes trying to defend from Jake Galloway, and Yepes is going to have to give Galloway that inside line, but he got up on the rumble strips. That 48 very slow coming off of the corner. Now Jefferson, he might lose some time, but you got the 2 purple cars. That is Colton Lane and Sebastian Kukulon up here. Might have been some contact between those two, but Kukulon throwing himself to the inside of Lane, looking for that second spot. Tib Foster, though, it's going to be hard to get him out of that race lead when he is up here at a road course, up in the race lead, trying to pull away. Alex Kraft, Matty Porta sitting back there, though. 2 other very strong road course drivers. They are looking for spots. Sebastian Kukulon in the 12 goes up the track, trying to follow Foster. Foster using a bit of a wider line. He got burned by Colton Lane last time like that, but now he's going back for it. Now Matty Porta making a move in that 20. He's going for the 3rd spot on Colton Lane. Ex-teammates there as Porta moves to Sauber Racing Team, and Colton Lane stays at Mid-South Automotive. Now, Porta on the outside could be making a 2-for-1 if he can make the outside line stick, but him and Kukulon make contact, but Porta, the power down on the straightaway, he's actually going to be able to clear Kukulon. It should be, and he will into turn number 1. Now looking for a move on Tib Foster, but what a power move by Porta. He's up into P number 2 with an outside line maneuver around Kukulon and Lane, something you don't see often. Jefferson into 5th, Yepes 6th. There he is in 9th, though. Alex Kraft, he's just sitting back there. Zachary DeLello's up to 10th. He might not be the best road course driver, but he's still one of the best drivers here, and he is looking for a race win, or at least to climb himself from the back of the grid. Now, Tib Foster out in front has to defend from Matty Porta. Porta, a Formula 3 champion, competed in Formula 2 before coming over and driving in the Mountain Dew Custom Series 4 years ago. And he has been offered Formula 1 rides, but he wants to stay in this series. He wants to drive in the NSDCA. Matty Porta up to second, now chasing down Tib Foster, trying to prove himself to be worthy of the Jegs Race of Champions. Remember, if you win a race, you are locked into next season. Foster goes wide. Porta's going to take the lead. Foster bounces off of the wall, and that's going to cost him maybe 3-4 spots, as now Porta, Kukulon, Lane get by him, and now Jay Jefferson on the inside. It was a heavier incident. That turn 7 very slick on the outside, and now Tib sideways in there. Kukulon, Jefferson and Foster making contact. Tib goes back at him, but Sebastian Kukulon as Porta goes wide. Kukulon takes the race lead away. Back in third is Colton Lane. Now Jefferson up to fourth. Now Foster a bit further back in fifth. Diego Yepes is going to make a move on Tib. Now you got Galloway sitting back there as well. Kraft does not look like he's too fast right now. But Sebastian Kukulon, not a road course ringer at all. He's up here racing in the race lead. Porta second, and Colton Lane. Man, these MDCS guys are really showing the top of the NSDCA that they should have these truck rides that they're getting. Lane will only be driving for Mid-South Automotive part-time in the number 14 as he and Austin Johnson try to get Mid-South Automotive that first championship in the MDCS that they were supposed to have last season. It was Jake Galloway in that 48 who ruined that. Lane now going for second on Porta, trying to do the same thing Porta did, but Porta, very skilled, used that inside line and took that spot. Now Foster, he's been passed by both of the TSR drivers that are in this grid. Now he's back in sixth, just trying to hang on. Alex Kraft's going to make a move on Diego Yepes. Zachary DeLello right behind. Kraft dives it in, just like in season number 1 of the Crown Royal Truck Series when he dove in under Porta. This time he does not make contact and spin them both into the tire barriers. But now Porta up in second, trying to win at Watkins Glen. He never has. Porta does not have a win on a road course, but he is one of the elite road course drivers. You will always see him in the top 10 when he comes to these races, and now he's looking for that first win. Alex Kraft has won at Watkins Glen before him. Now Porta trying to redo the favor. Season 1 Crown Royal Truck Series is probably his best shot. Now he's into Kukulon. Now they're side-by-side. Contact between all three of them. Colton Lane goes down the access road to the boot, and he is going to spin off down the back straightaway. Kukulon pulling away. No caution for it. But where is Colton Lane? Can he get himself back out? No, it looks like he's going to be stuck back there. Jefferson's going to lose a lot of time. He was held up by that. Austin Johnson's now up in this battle, but Alex Kraft is now into sixth, and he is hungry. DeLello right now fighting Jefferson. Lane, that is heartbreak for him, was fighting for the race lead. He's now out of the race as they had to tow him back to the pit road. Kukulon goes ride. Porta back to the inside, and now they are going to be possibly side-by-side heading into the S's. No, Porta did not have the time there, but now he is all over the back of that number 12 for Kukulon. Further back, Jake Galloway now into third. Tib Foster up to fourth. Now Anderson Reed's up in fifth. Alex Kraft sixth. Now it's going to get scary because he can chase those guys down. He still has 8 laps to do it, and he won the truck race here. Maybe it was because of a driver pitting at the end of the race, but he still put that truck where it needed to be. Porta going to go up, get some contact again with Kukulon, and Porta being very aggressive here at the Glen. He's out in front once again. Rest of the field goes down the back straightaway. Porta trying to pull away from Sebastian Kukulon, trying to defend as much as he can. Now, Reed goes for a big dive on teammate Tib Foster as they head on through. This will be into turn number 7, and Reed is going to pass Foster on the outside if he can hold it. Wide goes Jake Galloway. DeLello fighting at the back. He's just trying to hang on. Not a road course guy at all, as we said, but Matty Porta is, and he is now out in front. Just 7 laps to go, and he goes wide just like Kukulon. Now these tires are starting to go away. Look at everyone going wide. Reed, Foster. Now here comes Alex Kraft in that 36, looking for a spot on Tib as Galloway and Reed go fighting against each other. Those two both driving in the CRTS for Rookie of the Year. One car into the wall hard, and I think that is Zachary DeLello and Brady Burkhart. They spin in the S's, and I do not believe there will be a caution. No, the lights are still green. It happened at the back. Lane spun off at the back. There was no caution for that. Now those two spin off at the back. No caution for that. Alex Kraft down on the inside looking for a move on Tib Foster, but I don't think that inside line is going to have as much power as Tib will on the outside, and Kraft will lose some time to Foster there. Now Foster going to look to the inside, but Porta trying to pull away from Kukulon. Both of those guys pulling away from the pack. Now Austin Johnson throws it to the inside of Kraft. That's another MSA versus Alex Kraft there. Remember back a few seasons ago, Kraft was on the Jones Racing Inc., then Jones Racing Inc. It would be now Mid-South Automotive. Kraft was on that team, took out Porta. He just did not perform up to standards and was released after Watkins Glen from that team. He thought he was going to retire, got a ride with Sauber. Now he's back in the field. Anderson Reed turned off by Jake Galloway. Now Galloway back across the track into Diego Yepes. Vicious crash for Yepes and Jefferson, and that will bring the caution out. Yepes destroyed that 77. This will put Alex Kraft in third for the restart, if anything, and that will mean Porta will have to defend over Alex Kraft into turn 1 once again. But as we go down, Matty Porta now into the carousel. This caution going to come with 5 laps to go. We should have maybe 2 to 3 laps to go back racing, but Porta and Kukulon racing back around. Kraft in third. Austin Johnson, what a run he had. He's up to 4th after starting in 13th. Back in 5th is Tib Foster. 6th, Galloway. 7th, Cordell Smith. He was at the back this entire race. He's up to 7th. Great run for the short track guy. Nosler into 8th. Anderson Reed 9th. Colton Lane's back on track, but a vicious crash for Yepes and Jefferson as well. DeLello had some contact, and Brady Burkhart. We'll get you guys an image of that too. DeLello retires from the race. Brady retires from the race, so it looks like we'll just have these guys left. Possibly just 8 cars going back green. Watkins Glen always a crash fest of a race, but we've had some awesome racing, a lot of contact, a lot of beating and banging, but a lot of heart going into these guys. Anderson Reed was up in the top 5, damaged severely by Jake Galloway, and caution is out. Going to start a bit further back here. Down in turn number 1, it was DeLello and Burkhart getting together. They're going to be side by side heading up into the S's. Contact there between them. They got a little together. Now DeLello goes wide, cuts back across Brady, hits the wall pretty hard, but good thing it wasn't the driver's side. Both of those drivers go spinning. That was the first incident here on these last 3 chaotic laps. Can't forget about Colton Lane as well. This 14 guy, he was right behind Kukulon and Porta heading into the carousel, and they, I believe, are going to go wide. You see Kukulon and Porta make some contact there. Down into Colton Lane. He's going to bounce off the inside wall and slide back across. Lane goes down the access road onto the boot, and it looks like he will be out of this one. And here is the big 2. Anderson Reed on the inside of Galloway looking for the 3rd position. Dives it in. Is going to actually get caught up by Jake and turned into the tire barriers. Reed goes hard into the tire barriers as Galloway comes back across into Yepes. Yepes hits a ton, and then Jefferson head on. Yepes and Jefferson both have been taken out of their cars. Diego, a bit of help needed because of the crushed front end, but both those drivers are okay. A heavy hit for both drivers and for many drivers in this grid, the end of their day. But we will get back to the green flag here for the final few laps at the JROC at the Glen. Back live at Watkins Glen, lights on the pace car out. 10 cars left in this race. Colton Lane 1 lap down. Matty Porta leads. Sebastian Kukulon 2nd. Alex Kraft 3rd. Austin Johnson 4th. And in 5th, Tib Foster. 6th, Jake Galloway. 7th, Cordell Smith. 8th, Kalen Nosler. 9th, Anderson Reed. 10th, Colton Lane. Lane is out of this one. 1 lap down. He's just trying to collect those points if there is another crash, just like last season. Anderson Reed, 2 damaged, probably to contend, but he will do his best. That means 8 cars in this grid are looking for it, but 3 of them are hungry. Porta, Kraft, Foster. They are very strong road course drivers. Porta has not won in 3 years. Alex Kraft, he won only at Watkins Glen. This is the only track he's ever won at in a NSDCA series. Tib Foster in the 55. He's the fan vote guy, looking to take home the first win for the fan vote guys, but a road course specialist nonetheless. Matty Porta, Sebastian Kukulon, Alex Kraft, Austin Johnson up to 4th, and 5th, Tib Foster. The rest of the field, Galloway, who dumped Anderson Reed, Smith, Nosler, Reed, and Lane. 10 drivers. Here we go. It's going to be a 3-lap dash at Watkins Glen. Coming down the front straightaway. Porta trying to defend. Can Alex Kraft dive under Kukulon and make this a race? Green flag is back in the air. We're racing once again at Watkins Glen, and there goes Kraft. He makes the move to the inside of Kukulon. Foster on the bottom on Austin Johnson. Now can Kraft make it stick? He slides up. Kraft into 2nd. Kraft is going to get turned in front of the field. Kukulon is got into him. Kraft drove it too hard, and that will be the end of his day. Now we got Austin Johnson up to second, chasing him down. Tib Foster to third. Now Nosler up in fifth, looking to take the points lead away, but Alex Kraft's day done. He got too fast, hit Kukulon, and he ends up in the wall, just like the Season 1 Crown Royal Truck Series race. Now Austin Johnson in the 3 is going to be chasing him down, but Tib Foster in the 55 is still hungry. Kukulon in 4th. He's there as well. Johnson goes wide. That's going to give Foster P2. We have road course specialists. First and second. Can Foster chase him down? Can Kukulon get up there? Can Kalen Nosler get up there from 15th and win this race? Now he goes to the outside of Johnson into turn 6. Goes a little wide, but he's trying to keep that race lead. Kukulon now going to try to use the outside line like Porta did. Porta goes wide. Here comes Foster back. 2 to go. We're still green. The good thing about a very small field is it's not hard to get past a wreck, so the cautions may not have to be called. Now Foster trying to chase down Porta. He has Kukulon on the back of him. Johnson and Nosler fight for the 4th spot. Cordell Smith up to 6th. Colton Lane, if he was on the lead lap, he'd be up in 7th right now. But that 1 lap down, he's way back there. Jake Galloway, there's Anderson Reed. Kraft is done. Back up front, it's Porta, Foster, and Kukulon. They're spread out just about evenly. Couple car lengths between all of them. Johnson and Nosler trying to chase him down. This is the point of the track where the draft is going to be big, and you'll be able to carry momentum into the carousel. But do not run wide. That could be a big factor in losing this. Porta runs a little wider than Foster, but Tib kept it a little closer, and he's going to have some momentum off the corner right on the back of Porta. We're coming to the white flag. If we get the white, the race could be over, and we will have a race to the finish. Now, Foster trying to defend from Sebastian Kukulon. Austin Johnson very wide. Now as they go, Foster trying to make that spot. Kukulon goes wide. Johnson and Nosler fighting for the 4th position. Can Nosler hold off? Yes, he will. Nosler could clear him into turn 1. But up front, it's Porta, Foster, and Kukulon. Porta wide. Here comes Tib Foster in the 55. Contact as they get back on the course. Porta shoves into Foster. Now Porta goes a little wider. Tib trying to carry that momentum. Porta held him off, but as they head up through the S's the final time. Here we go. This is the showdown. Porta, Foster, Kukulon. Will they be able to survive this final lap? And who will come out on top? Now Kukulon drives to the inside of Foster. He might throw it in and take both of them out. Now Foster gets sent wide. Porta is going to keep it tight in the corner. Now Foster trying to get that momentum off of the corner. Beat Kukulon back as Sebastian might have just given this race win to Porta. Down the back straightaway, the helicopter cam shows that gap has improved. If Porta doesn't screw up, Foster will win it, but they still have 1 more corner to go. Porta a little wider. He's going to have to keep it nice and tight into this corner. Now, he runs it wide. I don't think it's going to be enough. Matty Porta finally gets that road course victory. Kukulon made the move into the carousel and kept Foster from winning this race, but that will be the best finish for the fan vote cars. Alex Kraft, look how fast he was. He caught up to Anderson Reed, and maybe another lap or 2 he could have caught Galloway. So Kraft, if there was a caution, if there were more laps and a caution, he would have been able to get this. But it is Matty Porta in the 20 finally picking up that road course victory, and he will sit in the winner's circle at Watkins Glen in the JROC. A fantastic race. 2 vicious crashes with Alex Maniaco and Jose Perez early on, but Diego Yepes and Jay Jefferson getting together to bring out this final 3-lap dash. Porta just had to hang on, and he had one of the best cars up front. If Kraft was able to survive, it might have been a 3-way battle with Kukulon not even being a part of that. But we came down to the end. Kukulon got aggressive into the carousel. Foster lost too much momentum, and Porta hit his marks and went home to win. Thank you guys for watching the JROC at Watkins Glen. We'll see you guys next time on the NSDCA.